So I'm incredibly worried about DC. Not for the reasons that you think, but also probably for the reasons that you think. We've been hearing a lot of reports recently that James Gunn might be out if Warner Brothers actually does sell to Paramount. But also on top of that, the numbers just aren't there. And we have now learned from Forbes, Superman did not hit the numbers they needed to even break even. So a lot of worrying here on my part, and I think by a lot of the fans, because you have to realize that first and foremost, Warner Brothers wants to make money. DC Studios needs to make money. Yes, there's kind of a grace period because it's new and they're just starting it off. However, I don't believe the next year for DC is going to be better than this year. And let me explain. First of all, the Warner Brothers thing. Well, we recently found out, this is reported by Variety, that Warner Brothers Discovery actually rejected a bid from Paramount Skydance, which offered $20 per share, which apparently Warner Brothers said is too low. Currently, right now, it says that shares closed at 17.10 a share Friday, but also this thing says you have to consider Warner Brothers has a total debt of $35.6 billion. So it looks like they'll probably come back with another offer. We also have been hearing Netflix wants to buy them as well. And according to a new report from Cosmic Book News, James Gunn is going to be out if Warner Brothers actually does sell to Paramount. Paramount will make, who was it? Paramount will make Mike DeLuca in charge of DC. And he is the current CEO of Warner Brothers. So it basically seems like if Paramount bought Warner Brothers, they just basically want him to stick around and kind of handle the Warner Brothers things, which means he still could have James Gunn on. But here's where I worry just the most. Not even about the selling and everything like that, because that's just a whole other deal to worry about. But Superman, according to Forbes, didn't break even. It needed about $350 million. According to their reports, it made about $308 million. So it didn't hit that. And again, as a business, that's not good. But here's the deal. Peacemaker season 2, although it was a pretty big hit with the fans, except for that finale. I won't spoil anything, but my gosh, was I bored. And I really can't believe James Gunn let that be the finale. The numbers haven't been officially released by HBO Max. We do know that with the premiere, there was a boost in numbers from the finale of season 1, but season 2 never broke the Nielsen top 10, which is not good. And that's a really good kind of rating of if a show is doing really good. And at 10th place was Love Blind or Blind Love, Love Island, Blind Love. I don't know. One of those things, right? So it never cracked the top 10 on Nielsen. The finale was not good, and the ratings show that as well. But the next year for DC, we have Supergirl and Clayface. As far as movies are concerned, we have some good shows coming. Lanterns, I think, is going to be really good. But really, besides that, we just have Supergirl and Clayface. And Supergirl, I just don't see a world where that does better than Superman. Superman, you could argue, is the most popular hero of all time. It's him, Batman, or Spider-Man, right? And depending on who you ask, it could go either way. But he's considerably more popular than Supergirl. So I have to think that Superman does more in the box office than Supergirl, which is bad news for Supergirl. Now, granted, the budget for Supergirl might not be as much, but we have actually heard that the budget is over $300 million. So I really don't see this going any better than Superman. And Clayface, I think, is going to do even worse than Supergirl, because Clayface isn't a very well-known character. I think if they have Batman in it, then maybe, but we don't know who the new DC's Batman is right now, and I just don't foresee that happening. Supergirl should perform better than Clayface, because Superman, and you can go, oh, Supergirl's his cousin, and she was introduced at the end of Superman. And Clayface, people are going to go, who is Clayface? Maybe people get excited by like the horror aspect of it. I don't know. Maybe it does better, but it's probably not going to perform the way that they need it to be. Then this is where the studio kind of goes, okay, hey, we've started the new DCU. it's kind of been a success, but we haven't really made that much money from it. When are we going to start to make money? And then the hope after that is Batman. But even right now, it sounds like The Brave and the Bold is pretty far out. And who knows what other projects James Gunn is going to want to tackle next live action. So I am starting to worry, especially after that Peacemaker finale. I have hope because I actually did like Superman. I am excited for Supergirl. Clayface, I honestly am like, whatever. I'll watch it and I hope it's good, but we'll see. Reserving judgment for that, obviously, until I watch it. But Lanterns, I think, is going to be good, and they've got some really good things coming up. But I am starting to get worried. I am really excited for the Batman 2. I am really excited for that. There's some cool animated projects they have coming up, but they need to make money. They need to make money. That's like the biggest thing for them right now. I think James Gunn might have to switch up his schedule a little bit and maybe bring Batman in sooner to get people really excited. Now, it's a hard blend because you do need to have a good focus between taking your time and really building up everything right and doing projects that everybody loves. Because one thing that's been made very clear is that James Gunn is doing what he wants, but perhaps what he wants to do isn't necessarily what is best all the time, right? Because I question Clayface. You're starting the new DCU. It's going to be your third live action movie. Should it not have been like Wonder Woman or The Brave and the Bold? I don't know. I'm not in charge of a studio. James Gunn is. And I hope he knows what he's doing, and I hope it works out. But the numbers need to be there, so I'm starting to get really worried because I want it to succeed. Sorry this is such a Debbie Downer video, but this is the reality of what's happening right now. I want it all to succeed. I like David Corenswet as Superman. I like Superman. It wasn't perfect, but I thought it was a good start to the DCU. I do love Peacemaker. That finale was a slap in the face to me, though. I was so bored. And I'm excited for Supergirl. Clayface, we'll see. I feel like we need Batman and Wonder Woman sooner rather than later. So perhaps he'll kind of expedite that. We'll have to wait and see, but let me know your thoughts. I'm genuinely curious. How do you feel about the new DCU so far? How excited are you for the next couple of years with what we know is coming out? Let me know. And if you want to keep up to date on everything happening in the pop culture world, be sure to subscribe. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.